All right, welcome back to a lifetime
I'm Rob.
of conversations. He is Rob.
I got excited.
I'm gonna be Dave today. I know it's a little different. We're gonna mix it up a bit. It'll try to confuse you guys.
Sorry.
So today, this one's kind of weird. I just it was in my head, and it's one of my favorite senses. Even though we have more than just the five, I want to talk about favorite smells,
Oh yeah.
like generalized. Like I figured, like I'll pick one, you pick one, and then just go from there to see, like, because me specifically, the reason why is because the smells, they immediately elicit a memory.
It's
Like,
the strongest sense.
yeah, and it's like every single smell immediate, and I never know what that memory is gonna be. Sometimes it's what I thought it would be, and then sometimes it's something else because the smell might be slightly different. But I don't know. I just I wanted to pick a couple.
Like if anybody's wearing Fendi perfume anywhere near me, my mom immediately.
Right, and you remember the perfume, like it's like I remember a perfume smell, not the name of it, but that smell will be associated with this person forever, no matter who wears it, forever, right? So I don't know. One of my I'm gonna go start. I'll start. One of my favorite smells is cold rain on hot pavement.
Oh, petrichor.
There's a name for it.
It's called petrichor.
I have to look that up. I didn't even know that there was a name for it.
Because
Because the smell comes from the soil and the bacteria, right? It's really not. But that smell is the same.
Yeah.
Like here in Long Island, New York.
I
and
love it.
in California. Cold rain on hot pavement has the same smell.
Yeah.
And it's like an earthy,
Oh,
asphalty kind of fresh rain smell. And I immediately get a vision of this is going to be funny. Like running to the ice cream man with bare feet from grass to pavement down the block where you lived, like when the ice cream man would come down when I was a kid. And that smell pops into my head. The same memory.
Yeah.
Even though I've smelled it 1,000 times after that, right?
Wow.
I still go back to that same memory. And it's so weird. Just it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I wish I could bottle that smell. I love that smell.
Well, no, I mean, here in Florida, you don't really have to bottle it. You just have to wait 5 minutes
Yeah,
to smell it.
true.
Because all it rained today, and immediately after it, like, thundered for, oh, my God, were you around for that?
Yeah,
It
I was,
wicked.
yeah.
Woke me up. Dogs freaking out, cats freaking out. Thunder is so loud, it's vibrating the glass panes. And then literally half an hour later, the sun is out and half of everything is dry.
Yeah.
It was like it never happened.
Yep.
You're like, I woke up for this?
Yeah. I wanted to smell it.
Yeah, I get it. I work outside, so, when you get outside, you get that smell all the time.
One of my favorite
a
smells in the
smell.
whole world, gasoline.
Yeah, it's a popular one.
Love
The
it.
kid asked me that one day. Why does everyone like this? And I'm like, I don't even know if we know. Like they've done surveys and studies on it, and it's just like we know it's bad for us. No one drinks it. No one takes it. I mean, people huff it, right? But at that point, if you're huffing gasoline,
Yeah, you have bigger
that's the least
problems.
of your worries. Right? Yeah. So if it is an airplane crew, you're worried about heroin. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has that sweet smell that you just like.
Yeah.
It's weird. And
Yeah.
you don't want too much of it, though.
No.
Too much will give you a headache, and you'll probably be passed
Just
out.
a little bit on your finger, or one dab behind each ear. That's it. You don't want to go crazy.
And it's hard not to smell it because everyone has to fill up their car with gas for the most part.
Yeah. And whenever I get gasoline on my hands, I have to smell my hands.
But see, I don't go that far. I want to wash it off because the smell
Oh, no, I want to wash it off,
never
too.
goes away. Like, and then you touch something else, and that now smells like gasoline. And then I touched another thing, and now everything smells like
And then you put your hand in a campfire by
and then
accident.
and then I light a cigarette and boom.
Let me show you something.
No, but what does it remind you of?
It reminds me of
Think of the memory.
It
that's
reminds me of New
associated.
York being a kid when we'd pull up to the gas station, and the guy that's pumping the gas would have a wad of money this big in his hand,
Yeah.
and my dad would be like, "Fill up on regular or whatever," and then
Okay. There's the memory associated. Yeah. That's good.
It's still against the law in New Jersey to pump your own gas.
It's the only friggin' state.
Yeah.
The dumbest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, that's a whole tangent that I don't even want to get into, but what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that states can make their own laws, but, like, when you're the only one, like, everyone's got to be like, really? Like, is it that big of a problem? Like, did you
Nah,
state-
bro, we're holding out. We're holding out, bro. You'll see.
Job security for all our gas nozzle jockeys. Like, what?
Yeah,
No one aspires for that job.
Yeah, did they say it's to like curtail theft or something? How the hell
I
do you
don't know.
steal gas?
It doesn't matter what statistic. If it was a problem, there'd be more than one state.
Yeah,
Even
obviously.
my buddy Malficus that we did the interview we talked to on the podcast. He used to work at a petrol station, and he used to think it was absurd that we pump our own gas.
Oh,
like,
really?
What? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I see people using cell phones by them. I'm like, there's never ever been a documented case of a cell phone causing a gas explosion ever.
Right.
Ever. Do they say it's a possibility? Yeah, fucking everything is a possibility.
Right.
Lightning could strike next to you and ignite it anyway.
Right.
But the cell phone never did it. But because that's what it's like in Britain, they don't, you don't do that. But that would be like if you lived in Jersey your whole life. That lady asked me that one time, like, how do I pump the gas? I'm like, seriously? How did you even get here? Like, I didn't even realize, I was really condescending because I felt like this was the stupidest question ever until she said I'm from Jersey.
Like, oh,
And
all
I'm
right.
like, oh. Okay. Listen, not for nothing, lady, but there's instructions right there. It's a little picture.
Yeah.
It's a 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
If you need more than 3 numbers to explain how to pump gas, I don't know how you left your house. I don't know how you pay your taxes. I don't know how you do anything.
And suppose the directions fell off of the gas pump. Let's break this down. What do you think would be the first thing you would do?
I don't pay because it's not 1950.
There you go,
anymore,
pay.
Right?
All right.
And even
Ma'am,
then,
this
it's
is for $1 million. Pump
Yeah.
your gas.
Yeah.
All right. I'm your host, Rob McCarthy.
What number? You press the button and you pump the gas.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
Again, it's not rocket. It's harder to work a self-checkout at a supermarket than that. But anyway, we're tangenting. off
Okay,
the
all right, another smell.
fresh cut grass.
Oh, man, I love it.
And I think our similarity on our
Yeah.
reference to this is working with my dad.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
Not that you never smelled fresh cut grass, but you work enough landscaping and it just associates. Now, it's not any particular memory. It's actually a jumble. This one is
Right.
a jumble of memories. But anytime I smell it, it's a wonderful smell. And here's an interesting fact about that.
Uh-huh.
The actual smell is a defense mechanism by the grass.
Oh,
That
really?
is sent. It's almost like a chemical. I don't want to say pheromone, but like a chemical scent that is put out to all other grass to tell them that it's being damaged.
Like duck?
Well, yeah, right. I don't know. Not like like duck. I didn't really get it till now. Oh man.
Everybody get down!
Yeah, it's funny because like I can't. You're throwing off my science. Yeah, it's a chemical warning to other grass. Not that they're gonna do much about it, but yeah. Acacia
Really?
trees do it with giraffes. So in Africa, they love acacias, but acacias are poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not always poisonous. So when a giraffe starts eating an acacia tree and it gets damaged, it sends out a chemical to all other acacia trees in the surrounding area to increase their toxin levels.
Really?
Yeah, this is fact. This is where I think it's fascinating that I think it's funny that something we associate with the suburbs, right? Or whatever. I mean, it's pretty much associated with the suburbs.
Yeah.
Or anyone that has ever smelled cut grass. It smells nice.
Yeah,
But you don't realize that you're smelling like...
desperation and fear.
yes! Yes! From chloroplast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it has a nice smell to it. I love fresh cut grass.
But
Then
you know what?
go to the dump at the end of the day,
Oh,
and it
God.
doesn't smell good
No,
anymore.
it smells like decomposing.
Yes, it
Yeah.
smells like rotten.
It smells like the failure of grass trying to defend itself.
It would be like that's the slums. Like
Yeah.
that's the Project
Yeah.
8 of the grass.
The grass cemetery.
Grass cemetery.
Do you know where else? Like the real dumps. Like when my dad used to
Oh.
do rubbish removal, and we used to have to bring all that trash to the dump.
Hard.
It doesn't matter what dump you go to or what they
No, it
throw
always
away.
smells the
They
same.
smell the same.
Yeah, and it's funny that individually each smell is different. Collectively, they all smell the same.
Yeah.
And it's got to be what we're smelling. Obviously, is bacteria and decomposition.
Right.
So in that sense, it is all the same.
Yeah.
It's just the individuality got lost in the bulk.
Yeah, but I mean, it's such a distinct. If you've ever been to the dump and you smelt it,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
it smells like. And I was a little kid, and when you're a kid, you like gross things because
Yeah,
you're a
or
kid and you're
just-
gross. And I'm so
And
curious.
it's interesting, all this shit people throw away. You're like, why would they throw this away? Why is this in here? Yeah.
Oh, like the cookies that the guy threw. Do you know Grandma's
You're being really
cookies?
specific, but okay.
Do you know Grandma's cookies?
Yeah.
like the grandma's brand cookies.
Right.
Well, I'm getting rid of stuff with my dad, and this truck pulls up, like a grandma's truck.
Okay.
And he's throwing boxes because they're expired.
Right.
So he's throwing boxes of cookies off
Buddy,
the back
throw
of his
one
truck.
of those my way. I mean,
I took
before
them.
it hits the dump. Yeah.
I took them all
I mean, if they're prepackaged
and
in a
walked
box,
around,
fucking take it.
in Brentwood, door to door, selling cookies.
We sold expired cookies that
Yeah,
were meant for the dump.
for our football team's uniforms.
See, that's entrepreneurial right there. I mean,
Me and
I
Eric
commend
Rojas.
you.
And Eric, we walk up to this house and knock on the door, and Eric, like an idiot, he's like, "They're rotten, but they taste great." I'm like, "What the fuck? They're
God,
rotten?
they're
Shut
rotten.
up!"
I was gonna actually ask, did anyone even check the expiration?
No, and we sold a bunch of them, but this one guy, like, "Yeah, we're selling these for our BY football uniforms," and he's like, "I'm a football coach at BY. There's no football right now. The season doesn't start until," so we just ran. Dude, we're like 11,
I knew we
12
should've went
years
with the Boy
old.
Scouts. I
Cookies!
knew I should have said we were Girl Scouts. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, man, another smell I love is chlorine. Like when you walk into a pool store.
Ah, okay. Well, that's what I was gonna say. What kind of chlorine?
Yeah.
So you're talking pool chlorine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
very
when you
specific.
walk into like the pool store
Now,
and
is
you
this
smell the
after or before we exploded it in the mailbox.
both.
No, I know that smell.
I wasn't shaded. But when you walk into the pool store, you can smell the chlorine and whatever other chemicals, and you can smell the vinyl from like the rafts and all mixed together.
I don't know why I love brand new vinyl, and I
I know,
hate
me
plastics.
too.
I hate the fact that because vinyl is just a form of plastic.
Right.
But man, a brand new vinyl, yeah, smelled like a pool, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then I think instantly I smell chlorine with the vinyl.
Yeah.
Like an associated smell that's not there. Like there was no chlorine, but I smelled the vinyl, and I immediately associated it with a pool.
Yep.
Yeah. But not like the YMCA pool.
No,
You ever
no.
been to the YMCA? It smells like moldy,
Yeah.
stale locker.
Yeah, yeah.
But
oh,
the
locker
entire-
room. The smell of a
The
locker
entire
room. Oh, that's
place
nasty.
smells like that. It's not like even the pool, and it's salty. There's a problem when the pool water is salty and it's not a saline pool.
Yeah.
Like
It's a urine pool.
it's like, why is the water salty?
Yeah. Duct tape my mouth before I go in there.
Okay, I'm up for smells. Oh, shit. I had a bunch, and this is why I knew I should have wrote them down. Because they pop in your head, obviously, when you smell them, and then it goes away.
I got another one if you want while you're thinking.
No, go ahead.
The smell of like brand new electronics.
Yes. Oh, my God, my wife makes fun of me. When I finally got that Xbox that I talked about in another episode, I literally sat in front of the television and smelled the box for like a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's new electronics.
Yeah,
It has
I
the
love-
most amazing. It smells like a factory mixed with wires and new car smell.
Yeah.
Not new car smell, but something like it for electronics. Oh my God!
And new car smell I love.
Yeah. And that's another one too. That's incredibly volatile. The new car smell. Like even when you read, no one actually does read it, but it tells you to air out your car. Like you're not supposed to smell that.
Fuck
Like,
that. I paid
it's-
$40,000 for that
bad for you.
smell.
Because it's basically all the leftover vinyl pieces and new, there's I guess, powders and filaments stuck to stuff. And that's
So
what
I
gives
could
it
put dangerous stuff in my car right now and it'll smell like a brand new car? Do they sell this stuff on Amazon?
smell. Yeah. Well, they make the smells like the air freshener, new car smell. No.
Bullshit.
No, I tried it because you're like, I got to smell this, right? And I don't really like new car smell that much. It doesn't smell like new car smell. It smells something like something else. Like it's not like you got something that smells like cherries. You could be like, okay, I can
Yeah,
smell the
whatever.
cherry. This did not smell like new car smell, but it didn't smell like anything else either. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, see what else.
Oh, what is another one? Now, this is going to sound weird. Sulfur. The
Sulfur?
canals. You ever because here
Oh,
in
yeah,
Florida,
yeah.
all the sprinklers
Right.
they use canal water.
Mhm.
And
If you're on a canal, yeah.
well, even when you're not, they're usually pumping them from a canal somewhere or a lake or some sort of body of water. They don't generally use city water for it. I have to be honest. They would never waste. It would be a waste. But whenever the sprinklers are going off, especially on a hot day, it smells like, or even at night, mostly at night, it smells like sulfur.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I-
gross.
not like I want to drink the water or smell it. 'Cause
But
I-
you know what's going on.
yeah, like sprinklers. I don't have to even see the sprinklers. I can smell them. Like canal water. And it's just all the sediment, and you think about that. What is that? Well, that's basically all the bacteria and algae and all that crap, that sediment that sinks down, and that's biological waste.
Yeah.
For the most part, sulfur.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like those stink bombs that we were talking about that we used to
pretty
get,
much the same
but not as strong.
Right. Yeah, mild. Right. Again, that's too much. This is just enough, and I don't want to smell it all night, just for like a moment, and then I'm good.
Oh, do you know what other smell I love? Like fireworks. Like after the 4th of July and
after.
all the smoke is going through the streets. I love that smell.
Yeah, that one doesn't do it for me. I
does.
remember it mainly because of using fireworks, but it just smells like pollution and waste of time.
It's not a waste of time.
Now I feel about fireworks.
I know. Let's see.
Damn it. I couldn't think
I
of
got
one.
another one.
Yeah, you got a lot more than I do. I'm
I
glad.
love the smell of money.
Old money or new money?
Well, new money
There's a
smells
difference,
stronger. I mean, money always smells like money, but when
That
it's new,
weird, inky paper, like chemical smell? Because it's kind of a mix of all three. It's like paper.
nothing smells like money.
No, I know, because it's very specific ink and paper that they use.
Yeah,
But that's
it's
why I said
it's
old or
50%
new, because
cotton and 50% linen.
Yeah.
Is what they make money.
It does have a smell. Honestly, I haven't even touched. You want to hear something funny?
I know.
I haven't touched a piece of paper money in like 7 months.
Really?
Why?
I don't know.
I don't have.
You
any.
don't use. Well,
Right.
You don't use
I
money.
just have a card.
Yeah.
And that's it. Why would I touch the money? Like my wife got it all the time. She makes fun of me because she gave me like some extra, couple of bills and whatever. It just goes in my car, right, in that little thing, and I'll use it for gas one day. The same $7, the 5 and 2 ones, is sitting in that thing. I have not touched it since.
I would rather use cash than a card for everything because
I'm the
when you use a
complete
credit card or debit card, the merchant has to pay a fee
Yeah,
on that
and-
money. Why are these credit card companies that
First
are
of
charging
all,
us
why are we
35%?
in this day and age still charging them that fee? Right? They're making money off of people using the card.
Because they're
right?
greedy, they're predatory.
No, I understand this, but this is my point: is that if we went back 20 years when money was more prevalent and more used, that wouldn't even be a question. But this is a day and age where we literally use everything in digital currency. For the most part. I mean, the number is something like 80-20 or 70-30, the amount of people that use credit over cash. I mean, it drastically changed in the last 10 to 15 years.
Sure.
Drastically. So why are we still charging anyone to use the digital that costs?
Because now we're making even more money
I know,
off of
I
the-
know, it's a shame, but yeah, money does have that smell. I don't think I can form a memory from money. Not that I can think of, because I have to smell it to
Yeah,
create the
the
memory.
reason memory. I just like the way it smells. And like I have somebody that I know that's a police officer, and whenever a cop brought in money that they suspected was counterfeit, they're gonna go and test it. My brother's like, give it to me. Yeah, that's real. And they're like, how do you know? He's like, because nothing smells like money. Fake money doesn't smell like money. Only the stuff. Oh, I mean, the only counterfeit money that smells like money is the counterfeit money that the Fed prints.
I don't think it holds up in court though.
He's like,
so you are a professional forensic pathologist.
Your Honor, I would like to call my first two witnesses, my left nostril and my right nostril.
He's like, nope, smells like money. That's not fake.
But she's right. You know, when you smell money, you know.
What? Oh, damn it! You have so many more than I do. Because it's funny. This is what made me think about it. The only reason I thought about it was because I smelled something. So to think about it is actually harder for me.
Yeah.
To think of all the things because I was just trying to think about food. Like we spent a lot of our lives in the food industry. I don't even get joy and pleasure out of food as much. I do now, I think, because I've been out for so long that now food smells good, but only in specific instances. Like when I'm in the mood for Chinese, it smells great. It's kind of funny. Chinese food always smells like, I always say it smells like MSG, but it smells like the cardboard boxes that they put it in and the oil they use, like the sesame oil or something.
Absolutely.
But that's it. Like that's all I smell. It could be anything else. That's all I smell. Like the moment you walk in, I smell cardboard boxes and sesame oil.
And another smell I love is like, especially when we lived in New York, when you walk into a pizzeria and you walk in the front door and you know it's good pizza and you just that distinct smell of
It
a
almost
good
smells like
pizzeria.
It's the dough, but it's like you smell the flour. Like it's almost like a fresh flour scent. mixed with
I
the
don't know what it
cardboard
is.
boxes. Still those cardboard boxes.
It's
that put
all
the pizzas
it's
in.
all together. Like I could walk, you could blindfold me and walk me into a pizzeria, and I'll be like, nope, this pizza sucks, and I'll walk right out.
It's like the money thing. You and your brother.
Yeah.
You have like forensic noses.
Well, but come on, being from New York, when you walk into a pizzeria and you know it's good pizza,
I don't care
just
for
with that
pizza.
first whiff. You
I
if it's
know
good
the
or not.
difference by eating good and bad pizza, but I don't care. So like, it would be different. Like I always take the Bronx when I would go to Graham, and you go to like the specialty meat shops or the Italian grocery shops with all the canned stuff and the meat hanging from the ceiling and the aged cheese. You know that smell. It's terrible to some people, but it is nothing more than just nostalgic amazement to me. Like
Yeah.
I immediately I can smell the difference. I can tell the difference between stores too. There's another one. Now that I think about it, fish markets.
Oh yeah,
I actually like the smell of fish markets.
I don't mind it.
People always go, "Oh, it smells like fish." I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah, it is.
It's a fish market."
Right.
What? It would be really weird if it smelled like broccoli. But
Yeah, I wouldn't buy
doesn't
it.
smell like the wharf. It smells like a fish shop,
Right.
like cold ice, fresh like fish, and not like fish you catch it, like a fish shop. And I think it's all the fish that creates
Together.
the smell, like together. Yeah, because they have crustaceans, shrimp, octopus, or fresh fish, big fish, little fish.
Right.
I love the smell. And there's always like some guy mopping like water into a drain, with a white apron. You know, like,
I know this Bretty's like, I just want to die.
love that. When I grew up, I want to be a fishmonger. Like, okay. I didn't even know that was still a thing, but
Yeah, I work in a fish shop, and one day I'm going to be the guy mopping the fish cuts. And, I was going to think of a smell that I hate now.
oh, you want to go hate smells?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't. Well, yeah, I can think of a lot of them, but I worked in a flower shop for a very short period of time.
Yeah,
And when you walk in,
that smell.
I hate that smell.
The smell of death.
Funerals.
Yeah, and I think it's not only the association of what we usually use flowers for, but also the fact that they're dead. They're all dying. It's like you're walking into it's like the hospice of all plant life.
Yeah.
Like you don't. I just never really understood that. Like how not? Like I'm gonna give her flowers. Were they in a pot with like roots attached to them? Because that would really be giving flowers.
Yeah.
Really, you're donating death.
Yeah.
And I get the idea. It's just
Yeah.
what a waste.
Yeah, here you go. Aren't these pretty? They sure are. All right. Well,
You put
throw
them
them
in the
away in a week
vase.
after they die. Yeah,
Yeah.
your problem now. See
And
you
then
later.
Shed and his pieces falling off him. Like it's like flower leprosy.
Yeah. Oh God.
My aunt used to work in a flower shop, and I spent enough time there to know that smell. Styrofoam, the smell of that weird green styrofoam they use. It has a weird smell mixed with all of the scents of all the flowers
I hate
that don't smell like any one individually, but
just
has
that
smells.
collective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I'm so
something to
sorry.
say about the collective smell, because that goes back to the dump, right? Like
yeah.
how the collective smell, or even how the grass dump smell different than the waste dump,
Right.
and then like the collective. We sell daisies, but the place don't smell like daisies.
I mean, if you can make a perfume that smells like a flower shop, I'm sorry for your loss by Calvin Klein. Hate it.
Ooh, bad smells.
New York City urine. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not urine. It's piss.
Yeah.
There's a
I
difference.
mean, like just like an alley. Like
Yeah.
That one alley that you walked past.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. I think it could be any city at that point, but yes.
But-
and
but-
there's a difference between human and like animal. Mm-hmm. Like very different.
Yeah, and I mean, it starts out like, oh, I smell urine, and then eventually, when it collects in the like many different bums from many walks of life go in the same place, it starts. It ceases to be urine, and it transforms, and you're just like, that's piss. When it burns your eyes and your
Yeah,
nostrils.
yeah. The ammonia burn.
Oh,
like,
man.
Like when somebody has too many cats and they don't clean their litter box enough. Someone's gonna die in the house from ammonia poisoning.
Oh God, like Valerie McLeod.
Or a bad oyster. That is a smell that and it's mainly not because I don't actually like raw oysters. I like raw clams.
Yeah, I love raw clams.
I know that like I've eaten a raw clam and it teaches you a lesson. It's like the whole bad milk thing, right? Like you don't smell your milk your whole life until you get bad milk and you eat bad milk. Then you're totally drawn to smelling it every time because you don't want that experience.
I bury my nose in my fucking milk
Right.
before I
Every
drink
time. Even when I buy it from the store. My
Yeah,
wife's like,
me
what are
too.
you doing? We just got it. I'm like,
I don't care.
trust it. I don't know why. It's because of that one bowl of fucking Rice Krispies. I'll never forget it. It was a bowl of Rice Krispies. I filled it all the way up. I put some berries and sugar, and I'm ready, and I'm jamming it in.
God.
And you get that one, and it's just, it doesn't, it was one mouthful. That's all it took. Yeah. One. But the oysters, yeah, like from shucking them, and then you get that one. They were all fine, and I'm okay with the smell, even though I don't particularly like the taste of oysters raw. But you get that one bad one, and that smell doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like every one I open, I feel like it's the next one, and you kind of flinch. And oysters are a fucking pain in the ass to open too.
Yeah. I love the smell like when someone lights a match and blows it out.
But that goes back to sulfur.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's a different sulfur.
it's a different
smell,
sulfur, right?
Yeah.
But it's still sulfur.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. My point was really like, why? Why are we inclined to like this bad thing?
I think it's a primal thing in our brain. Maybe it's a warning.
But even if it was primal, and like, let's say the grasslands were on fire, and it ran over a swamp, like we'd still be running from a fire. Like,
Yeah.
why
But
would we
you'd
like
stop.
it?
But you'd stop first and go. Not bad. Get out of here, everybody! Go. Oh man. Oh, do you know what the smell I love? Oh, like when you walk into a head shop, and they have all those different.
Truly?
No, no, God, no.
And you said head shop, and the first smell that I think of is patchouli.
No, the
For
first-
some reason, they all smell like it, and I don't understand it.
No, I'm thinking they smell like Nag. Do you know what Nag Champa? Nag Champa is a type of incense.
Salud.
They'll have Nag Champa. God bless you. They have all these. I have some. So I'll let you smell it later. You'll know the second you smell it. You'll know exactly.
I just thought of it. I thought of one. Finally thought of.
Oh, all right, go for it.
No, but okay. And
No,
I
but yeah,
think patchouli.
they have all these different incenses, but the one that sticks out the most is the Nag Champa. It's called Nag Champa.
Now I wonder if you're predisposed to pick that smell. Like I smell patchouli. Mm-hmm. Now maybe if you walked into the same place, you smell your Nag Champa.
Nag Champa. Well, maybe not exactly, but I don't know. Places that sell like all kind of stuff like that. I don't know, like dresses, like sundresses, and
Right, but there's a
like
difference between a
hippie
head
stuff
shop, though.
and, like,
a
like,
head shop
yeah,
is a place that you buy a bowl. And
yeah,
like
I guess.
bomb
Yeah,
and
maybe I'm thinking like hippie stores
pipe
or something
stuff.
like that.
Right, but that would be different because like they are definitely different.
Yeah.
I understand, and they also always sell incense, right?
Yeah.
Of both of those places,
Right.
but they would be different types of incense. But also, I think people that work there would wear different things. So I'm thinking head shop is more inclined to patchouli, and maybe those other types of shops are more inclined to a different smell. That's interesting. Now, this is something most people don't smell very much anymore. You go to the mall, and you walk past
Cinnabon?
the leather store.
Oh, I love
That one store that just sold a whole bunch of
Yeah.
cow and horse
Yeah.
hides
Right.
made into jackets, and there is nothing that smells better than new
Oh, I
leather.
love it.
I don't even like leather. Like, I've never owned a leather coat. I hate leather seats, but God darn it.
All right, Dave, watch your language.
I know. I don't want to upset anybody. That smell is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's the only reason I would ever like, can I just smell your jacket? No, I want to wear it. I don't want it. I just want to smell it. And then you look weird. You're like,
All right, I'll be moseying home
and
now.
but there's my memory. My memory is the South Shore Mall on Long Island, literally walking past a leather store. And we were mall rats when we were kids. You know, you're barely buying anything. We were sort of customers.
Right.
You know. But, yeah. And you think Cinnabon, which, okay, that's another fair one. That still holds to this day. But now Cinnabon made it, but leather stores didn't.
Yeah.
Think about it. You've been to a wall. I don't think I've actually seen a leather store. I mean,
Well,
I'm sure they still exist.
Cinnabons are nice and soft, and leathers are really chewy.
And you know what's funny? Like the smell of Cinnabons, hate the taste.
Really?
I don't like Cinnabons at all. Not
Yeah,
my thing.
I can have a couple of bites, but that's about
Nope,
it.
don't even want that. I'll smell it. I think it smells amazing. You sure you don't want any? Just because, and this is why, this is what cracks me up about smell. People always, they continuously offer. I'm like, just because I like the smell, I commented saying I like the smell, does not mean I want to eat it.
Yeah.
I just explained to you I don't like cinnamon. Yeah, but you like the smell.
Yeah,
it's like
but
I
you
like
know-
the smell of gasoline. I don't want to drink that either.
And do you know what? I like you, but I don't like your smell. So stop asking me to eat your
Right?
fucking
Now it's getting
Cinnabon.
personal.
Oh, do you know what else I like to smell? It reminds me of being a kid. Like a brand new box of crayons.
Yeah, yeah. The wax from crayons specifically. Now, I would almost actually say specifically Crayola.
Crayola, yeah.
Because you ever get some
Prang?
shitty box from like a restaurant and they
Yeah.
just smell like wax,
Yeah.
like earwax or like wax lips wax.
I don't
But
want to eat
crayons
these.
from
Yeah,
Crayola smell like Crayola crayons, and I guarantee you that's a factor in their creation. Like
Probably.
it has to be.
Yeah, they have
Because
to
of
put
course they're
something
non-toxic. Obviously, you're giving them to children, and most people don't eat it.
in. Right.
But they smell amazing, and the paper smells too. Like the paper they wrap them in smells in itself different than the crayon itself. That's funny. Yeah.
Or like if you sharpen a pencil, like on those pencil sharpeners on the wall in school, where you have to twist that smell,
smell
of
of
like
graphite and
yeah,
wood?
and the shaved wood.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
and
smell
it does
too.
kind of smell like the mix between sawdust and the SATs.
Yeah, I like the smell of sawdust
Did you
too.
bring your number 2 pencil? What's a pencil?
No, man, I brought my number 1 pencil. That's the best one. You want me to
just-
bring number 2? That's my backup pencil.
I got a 1350 on my SATs. Thanks, chat.
And
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I work with horses sometimes, and even though it's like horse manure, but just like being inside of a horse
Road
stable.
apples.
Yeah, road apples. I like the smell like horse stable. It's just
Yeah,
Because
it's
I love
almost
the
like
horses.
stable-ish.
Yeah.
Like whenever I think of the difference between meadow muffins, which they call cow shit, and road apples, how horse they one smells like stables, one smells like a milk farm. Like, and again, hunting and growing up in New York upstate and being up there a lot, the smell of farms, that's another thing. It doesn't change.
No.
A farm always smells like a farm. And you can actually, like, if it's a chicken farm, it's going to smell like a chicken farm. But, like, man, you put all them cows together, and there's a difference between the horse and the cow.
yeah.
It really is.
And that chicken smell, I mean, there's no mistaking the smell of a bunch of birds that are in one spot together.
Yeah. And it's funny.
It's
I
bad.
associate
It's a
the
bad
smell
smell.
to like salmonella. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just it's not good
raw
smell.
poultry. Any kind of poultry is just rough. Even when I crack an egg sometimes, and I'm like, I still smell it. Like I even taste it after it's cooked and everything.
Oh man, I
Like,
just
I'm
cracked
still-
an egg myself. Oh, you might want to leave the room.
Oh, good lord. Speaking of smells I don't like,
Yeah, right.
like Austin Powers, everybody likes the smell of their own brand.
I like the smell of my own brand.
Wafting. It smells like carrots and throw up.
Man, what about the smell of cordite? Working in gun ranges.
What? Cordite?
Yeah, isn't that like when you're in the gun
Gunpowder?
range? Yeah.
Gunpowder?
Yeah,
Oh.
like when the shots, like the
Sure.
smell of the inside of a
Yes.
range, gun range.
That is more nostalgia.
Right.
Now, again, working in a gun range, you don't like that smell.
Yeah.
It is. Now, not only are we all had to be tested too. Your lead content goes up working
Mm-hmm.
at a gun range because every time a gun fires, there's lead particles in
gets
the
its
air.
wings.
Right. Now, ours was an outdoor range, which greatly significantly reduces the amount of lead
Mm-hmm.
your body retains. But it doesn't mean, I don't like that smell. Not like that. Nostalgically, I do. But it just reminds me of a bad day at work. Now imagine the hottest summer day you could ever imagine, and there's just guns going off all around you, and the smell permeates you. Like working in a restaurant. If you worked at the fryer station, what do you smell like when you get home for weeks?
Grease.
Fry or
Yeah.
grease,
Yeah, fry grease,
specifically. Like you smell like fries. Like if you worked in a fish and chips place, you'd smell like fried fish and grease, and then you're not inclined to really like that.
No,
Like, I
and you
wanna
can't
go
wash
get-
and you can't wash those clothes with the rest of your clothes.
No, because it makes everything smell. That was my point. I actually, my wife made me wash my stuff separately because the gunpowder smelled so much.
Oh, the gunpowder.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
because it permeates everything.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
But yeah, I get it, and it's funny how you say that because you'd think people are like, yeah, but it's the same as fireworks. It's not.
No, it's not.
Number one, it's chemically different. Like they manufacture it differently because they have smokeless powder, a little less smoke, and of course, there's all kinds of science nuance to that shit. But yeah, not something I don't dislike nor like. So I'm neutral to the smell of gun. Now because I don't work there, I would be able to
Tolerate it more.
Yeah. Ooh, and I can tell you the difference between an AK-47 and a 7.62 shell to a 5.56. I can smell the steel melt. I can smell the hot steel from the gunpowder made from a Russian round. I'm not even kidding. Especially when I can smell the difference between Russian ammunition and American ammunition.
Wow.
That's how, when you work there long enough, you can literally differentiate those small nuances because of different compositions of gunpowder, like how
That's
they make
pretty
it,
freaking
regulations.
cool, man.
Yeah. Like 22s, I can smell the copper, and it has a different smell to it. It's funny, and you can even smell when a round doesn't work like it should.
Really?
Right. So if you get like a squib load, or you get a misfire, and the primer popped, but the gunpowder didn't go off, there's a smell for that too.
Wow.
Then there's the black powder. And someone actually brings in a fucking black powder gun like it's 1796.
Yeah, like Daniel Boone comes in.
Yeah, and they do shoot them,
Oh,
and
sure.
it's amazing.
It's
but
probably
it's
fun.
a lot of smoke, and it's ridiculous, but
Yeah, whatever.
definitely different smell. Now that is the most raw. I would guess that is the most accurate smell of gunpowder. What they put in black powders.
The traditional,
traditional
old school.
black, and there's different grains and all that. But yeah, you sidetracked me on that. But
Oh.
but it's interesting because there is a difference in smells. Yeah, that's good. No, I'm glad we went somewhere with that,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I figured who doesn't, and everyone. I know you guys are out there picking your own smells,
Yeah,
and
night
you're like
blooming.
thinking of the things, and then some of the stuff we said, you're like, oh, that's disgusting,
yes.
right? And then some of the stuff you're like, oh, I like that smell,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Or
okay.
I never thought about
We're
that.
supposed to, right? We're all supposed to be unique, and really, my point of this was to find the memory associated with that smell, and then ask yourself why. What does that memory do for you? Is it a good memory? Is it a bad memory? Did it help you? Did the memory of that smell, like something like gasoline or sulfur, or the forest fire, did it relate to saving you in some way? Was there, to me, literally a genetic imprint? Like, is there a reason, like you said, why we like these things?
Right.
And you got to think of modern society. We are not here in this world that long,
No.
right? To associate genetic imprinting on any of it. We're still worried about the lion in the bush, right?
Yeah.
When it's more likely the AI is going to steal all our money,
Right.
or kill us somehow. But not enough time. But smells, man, and smells are quantum. I think we talked about this once. They're molecular. People don't realize that. You smell something, you take it for granted.
Yeah.
And this is just us. Think about like a dog who can 100 times better than a human, and there are plenty of other animals that even have more than that.
Right.
The idea that it's quantum, it's a molecular thing. You're really smelling atoms,
Yeah.
and molecules
In a
all the way-
certain arrangement.
right, in a certain arrangement,
And your brain is deciphering it.
and which is even crazier is that you somehow, where does it go? Like, if you put it in memory, now you know a rose smells like a rose, right? And you know that the vinyl from the pool smells like vinyl from the pool. Now that vinyl could smell like other vinyl, but you know the smell. We take it for granted. Think about how much memory we put into smell. Something that we find almost innocuous, like we just smell stuff. Like,
Every
I
day.
know that this is a hazelnut coffee from Wawa, right? Like, very specifically made. Now, if I went to 7-Eleven, I would know the difference. Like, I could use smell, but I didn't remember to remember. Like,
Right.
I was-
Note to self.
Right, yeah, like note to self, remember the smell. We just remember it. And we somehow recall it instantaneously when we need it.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to figure out like a problem or remember a historical fact, you're racking your brain trying to find it in your memory.
Yeah, normal people.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just in general, when you're not like superhuman in memory and stuff.
Man, can you imagine if people that have that super memory, that must be torture.
Well, yeah, I mean, it goes with everything else. I mean, some people work for it too, like the whole mind palace thing. But like, I wonder if there's a way that if there's some sort of memory tools to associate a smell with things you want to remember, because it's generally that we remember these things through good or bad situations, like the emotion that's tied to the actual smell or the actual event.
Yeah, I don't think that you could like study. I mean, there's not like a mnemonic device that you could use to remember. I think it's just instantaneously.
Right.
Because
But that's the thing, we don't understand.
That's the amazing thing
How
about
does it
smell.
work? Do animals? Does a dog, like that smells far beyond our smelling capability, remember things instantaneously just like it, or even more so because they
Yes.
rely on it more, right? Like, or they can't think about it, so they don't, they don't even question it.
I could prove it. All I have to do is put a bag of microwave popcorn in there. And guess who's going to be?
She likes Microwave popcorn?
Yeah,
Like
I'll give her a
that's
couple
the dog
pieces,
things.
yeah.
But she knows the smell and knows
Oh,
that
my
I like
God,
that. Yeah. Because I eat popcorn too. My dog doesn't know mine. If I drop some, he'd eat it, but he doesn't like know it.
But you know what she loves to eat? Celery.
Really? That's
yeah,
weird.
lettuce,
Does
strawberries.
she eat it, the whole thing, the
Yeah.
lettuce, or does she just chew it
Eats
and
the
spit
whole
it
thing.
out? Yeah, my dog wants it. He'll eat it, but then he spits it out.
She'll eat celery.
Because he
the whole
realizes that this isn't anything. Like,
Yeah.
why are you even eating this human?
Yeah.
Like,
She'll eat carrots, celery, broccoli, strawberries, blueberries. She loves watermelon. She loves pineapple.
we did that to them.
So I mean, whatever I'm gonna give her, I'll Google it, make sure it's safe for dogs.
Yeah, for the
And
most
I'll
part
say,
it is.
yeah, most
Like
yeah.
98% of most things you give animals in general are usually okay. Like people say, if you can eat it, they can eat it. But there are,
certainly
small
exceptions.
nuances.
Yeah, yeah.
Milk chocolate, crap like that. Grapes.
Yeah, grapes are bad. Onions are bad.
Yeah,
Almonds,
even
they can have
then-
a couple.
Even then, it's like how much onions and stuff did you like? If your
Yeah.
dog ate a pound of chocolate, there might be a problem.
Yeah.
he had a piece of your Hershey bar that broke off.
Right.
You're okay.
Yeah, you're
Everybody
okay.
relax.
Yeah.
Take a moment.
Right.
Nah, I'm fascinated by smells. I love the idea.
Do you love the smell of ground coffee? Being a coffee drinker.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
of
me
course.
too.
Now that's a whole. I just got shivers now that you said it. I literally got shivers down my spine, like someone mentioned 9/11. Those kind of shivers,
yeah.
but on the opposite way.
Do you I love too a tea bag?
Now there's a difference between espresso, finely ground,
Mm-hmm.
or coarsely ground. There's a difference between Kona
Right,
or
yeah,
Arabica.
Right.
Like I can, and you can. And when you're a coffee drinker, most people are like, it just smells like coffee. But then you may drink coffee, but you don't appreciate coffee.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And I'm not a snob about coffee, but I don't want some fucking gas station glass pot been in there for fucking 12
No, hell.
hours baked to the bottom.
No. That's why I like Racetrack.
Yeah, they brew it, and it's close.
Every
as you're
cup
gonna
is
get.
freshly
Yeah.
brewed.
But their coffee has a kind of a weird taste.
Yeah.
And going to Wawa, they brew coffee traditionally, and they put it in those urns, right?
those urns,
that
right.
don't burn, right? But I prefer Wawa coffee, even though Racetrack coffee is good, and I do like it. But I still go with Wawa. But whatever. But yeah.
Early in the morning, yeah, but like by the time I get to Wawa, they're all empty, and I'm mixing this one and this
I
one
know.
just to get a full
I
cup.
know.
I'm like, fuck
Actually,
this.
this is salted caramel and
Oh,
toffee,
man, that's
which I
so
don't
good.
get often because it's like, who wants to drink that every day? But every once in a while, I'm like, I kind of like salted caramel.
Oh,
I don't know that the whole.
I
caramel
love the
thing.
smell like when you walk into a Carvel.
Yes. Okay, that's a good smell.
Yeah.
Soft serve ice cream, which is not a thing as much. I mean, here in Florida, they have those frozen counter ice creams. I don't even call it cold fusion type shit.
Oh,
where they
yeah,
pour
yeah.
it on the counter.
Like the roll when they roll it
Yeah,
up
and they
and
roll
stuff
it.
like that.
Basically, they're making ice cream.
A creamery or whatever they call
Yeah,
it.
it's a creamery. It's ice cream, but you're making
It's
it on a
good.
flat surface. But yeah, soft serve is
But
gone.
the smell.
That fucking Carvel on Brentwood Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
Brentwood Road, right? It was Brentwood Road, right
Yep.
by the here,
Yeah.
here's a real teen by the video store. It
What?
smells like the
What's a
cakes.
video
I know,
store?
right? Yeah, I know. They're like, what's a video store?
You're so old.
That one where that motherfucker stole my mongoose out the back while I was playing video games.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You all learn lessons in life.
Yeah.
But that Carvel, they all have the same smell. And it's funny because the ice cream man who served self-serve didn't smell the same as the Carvel. So that's why I said it must be like the Crayola crayons. There must be something in the brand
Yeah.
that make Carvel and Crayola that creates the smell. Now, I don't know if it's maybe intentional,
Who knows?
but you know it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like a McDonald's always smells like McDonald's.
smells like
Big Mac sauce will always smell like Big Mac sauce, no matter where you go.
or how long you
Germany-
leave it out.
Well, yeah, there might be a time limit on smell for that, but
No, man. Did you see the people that leave their McDonald's out for 5 years and it looks exactly
well,
the same?
we used to, like they use the cork guns to put them on the burgers, like everybody. So you don't know that if anybody never worked there, they use like
A caulking gun.
It's basically a caulking gun,
Yeah.
right? With Big Mac sauce, you load it up with. If you melt the tip of them, you can make really long shooting guns out of them. And this one time we were working and we had a fight in the back. Oh my God, we were shooting each
a
other. With
mess.
the smell, and let alone the manager's freaking out, right? Because all of our shirts were full of Big Mac, and It was sick. It was sick. There was like 7 of us. Everyone's it's Big Mac, every sauce, everywhere. And he was freaking. I never seen a black man turn red. Like it was a big black guy. He was nice.
Did his hair turn red and his face turn
No,
white?
his face. He was so angry.
He turned into Ronald McDonald.
It was almost this, and this is where I think smells, like, when we go back to why they're important to us. So, McDonald's story. I was 16, right? Barely have any knowledge of the world at all. No one explains certain things to you when you're a kid. No. And, he says, go, mop the floor. And I'm like, okay, what do I use? He's like, stuff's in the closet. So I had that powdered bleach, and I put some of that in there.
Oh, and boy. What do you mix it with?
And what is this? Ammonia? Okay. And I poured the ammonia in. Have you ever actually done that?
Oh, my God, no.
Yeah. Well, right. As an adult, you say, no, those 2 chemicals
make mustard gas.
Right, something of the sort of a mustard gas type thing, which is highly noxious, makes a yellow, thick, pluming smoke. Now, he turns over, and the manager door is right next to the closet, and he looks and he goes, what'd you put in there? Right? Again, same big black guy. He, kicked the door open like some superhero, the alarm's going off. Kicks the fucking door open, kicks the bucket out the door, and just, the smoke is billowing in. He's like, you could have killed everyone. And everyone's freaking out. And I'm just like, you told me to mop the floor. I don't know. You didn't specify. I didn't know that there were 2 chemicals in this closet that could kill everyone.
But thanks for telling me.
Right, thanks for telling me. Hey, by the way, don't mix the bleach and ammonia.
Yeah.
And it was rare that they actually had powdered bleach in a packet.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to just use the powdered bleach in the water, right? You don't need to add.
Right.
I didn't even put the water in. That's what made it so bad.
Oh, I was a straight.
Right. So it was powdered bleach with ammonia. And this was like a bottle. It just looked like a bottle of white vinegar at this point, stuffed in the closet. You're talking about 1992? Yeah. When did I work at McDonald's? 1991,
something
92? Like some ridiculous time. But yeah, so there's an example of the smell. Now, you don't want to smell it, but you do get a scent of it. Mm-hmm. Definitely know to look out for that smell.
Yeah. 1991, that's the last time I could afford McDonald's.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
After that, you end up, you work in them long enough, you don't want to. It takes a long time to crave the smell on occasion. Yeah. There's no way I'm eating anything like that.
Yeah. I don't eat fast food ever, really.
I do, but it's so occasionally
rare. Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's not going to hurt. As often as I eat fast food, I'm not worried about it.
The wife, she's talking about it because she's goes to the doctor, and we're getting older, and cholesterol and what kinds of crap happens with age, and she's like, well, I can't have this and I can't have that. I'm like, you just can't have it all the time.
Yeah, right.
It's like if that 1 month you were like, I would like a burger. No one, it's okay. But how many times a week did you have a burger?
Yeah.
Well, 3. Well, that's the problem.
Yeah. And then if you have 3 the next week, and then 3 the next week.
Even that 3, you tripled what you would have in a month. So the idea is that,
like hot dogs are real bad for you. I eat hot dogs 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
But you do crave them, right? Because I'll crave every once in a while. I'll see them. I'm like, you know what? I haven't had hot dogs in a long time.
And I'm going to have them.
Now, if you can remember that you haven't had them in a long time, it's probably okay.
Yeah. Like, I love
if you can't remember the last time you had a salad, you should probably eat more fucking salads.
This week, I've had salad maybe 4 or 5 times. I always make a salad before my meal. Fill me up a little bit.
There's a smell. We got to end this soon because this is the most ridiculous smell episode ever. Right. And we can go on for days.
It stinks, personally.
I think of the difference between when we first started at a place like Bennigan's where we used to cut our own lettuce, right? Mm-hmm. We put them on the drip racks, right?
Yeah, the lettuce rainfall system.
And it was like a ratio from romaine to iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
And you put them on the drip wraps with the ice above them, and it always stayed crisp and fresh.
That was Eric's idea.
Well, I know, fantastic. I mean,
it was a great idea.
There are certain things that you're like, this is genius, right? And it always stays wet. They never turn brown.
And they're always crispy.
Yes, yeah.
And the water's always cold.
Now what do we get?
Bags.
And when you open that bag, that smell, I don't know what they use to chemically preserve lettuce in bags, but it is not what lettuce should smell like. No. Lettuce should smell like sort of like a clean farm.
Yeah.
Like a clean, wet farm.
Right.
That's what lettuce should smell like. Because there's still a little dirt at the end, and you still have that smell. But it shouldn't smell like a chemical. No. Like when I open those bags, and the carrots, they're like pale and powdered and weird.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same. But that smell is the difference between... Anyway, I guess we'll end it there.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, I don't know how long people have tolerance for the smells because we could go on for days. But I just thought it was interesting because everyone loves a smell.
Who knows?
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening to our podcast about smells.
Yeah.
Smells we like, smells we don't. The quantum effect of the molecular exchange of different aromas.
And the amazing nostril.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you next time on A Lifetime of Conversations. Thanks for listening.
Peace out and smell the roses.